Peace, 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 peace. And greetings, greetings, greetings. Before I start, because I always forget at the end, and sometimes I just forget the whole way through. If anything that is being shared is engaging or helpful or sparks anything for you, like, subscribe, share it with someone else. I love reading comments and I love when things resonate. And even when someone may feel aligned and a little bit different, it's expanding. So um, yeah, continue to engage and like, share, and subscribe. All right. So today I actually want to talk about using your fear as fuel or fear being fun. That's really what I want us to center ourselves on. The fear of moving forward into the things that you're embodying. Let it be fun. That it is fun. So there's a playlist somewhere in here, one of these videos that talks about my children as teachers, and I have a beautiful daughter who loves horror films. She loves all the creepy. She loves all the stuff that we'd be like, what? And she's not alone. Like there are family members, just not in this immediate family, that love them with her. And I used to love horror in a much different way. Um, I still like paranormal. I still like science fiction. I still like fantasy. But I know the more aware I became spiritually of things, the less of some horror could I watch. But my gift, from the universe has been this baby, this young woman, to bring back that joy and let me watch it from outside. That it's not me, but to watch her delight in it. And there's a couple things that I thought about when I wanted to share that fear is fun and to use the fun of moving forward into spaces that you don't quite understand yet or that you don't know yet or I mean quite plainly that scare the hell out of you. Like that's what that scare you is the exhilaration of moving through it and the anticipation of being on the other side of it. And even all the way through is expecting the best possible thing that can happen, even in the places that you're unsure of. So, when thinking about Black folks and horror, Tananarive, who is one of my favorite authors, and who wrote this amazingly beautiful, frightening, heartbreaking, encouraging, just all the things, every piece of my emotions that could be tied up. She wrote The Reformatory, and it's a. I'm just going to recommend the book. Just go read The Reformatory, and she's written so many other things, but that one in particular is clearly a love letter to her parents. And you're like, how do you write a horror book and it's a love letter to your parents? But it is, and it's amazing. Um, but in the reformatory, she is using black horror, not even black horror, because horror to address real monsters that black folks deal with. And um, I want to mention there's a cautionary thing about trauma porn or being in places where people make movies that just gut us and run us back through things without um, any possibility of liberation or a realization of a solution. That is not what the reformatory does. But because Tananarive is doing such a masterful job of using horror in this way, I wanted to share a thought that she shared. When I think about my young one and her love for horror, Tananarive suggests that Black folks see horror as a therapeutic tool to process real world horrific things, real world racial trauma. Um, the books and the monsters in books are often vanquished, You can think about how to destroy them. It's a safe place to slay the demon. Um, so, and I almost got lost in science fiction, but I will not today. Is I wanted to share about that and then talk about why fear, why it's exhilarating, why it's fun. So even in our bodies, because I'm a science geek, I like that too. Is there's that fight or flight that happens on a roller coaster, in a horror movie, in a horror book. Um, Even sometimes in my own brain when I'm thinking about, ooh, what would happen if it happened real creepy right now? There's a rush of adrenaline. And if you're sharing that experience with friends, like you're screaming through a roller coaster or jumping together at a scary movie, clinging to each other, whatever have you, there's a rush. There's a rush. And so I suggest as you are moving through your life and you are conquering those things that you're like, don't know, but you know that behind you doesn't fit. And so the only way to move is forward. So instead of allowing your fear to trip you up, allow it to excite you. Allow it to allow it to be the place on the roller coaster. There's a roller coaster at Busch Gardens here that I got on with our oldest daughter, the one who is 30, and I got on with her. And there's a place, it takes you right to the top, and you are looking over all of the city, and it just clicks and stops. And so you're like, crap, whatever is getting ready to happen after this is going to be monstrous because it's no gentle glide. They bring you click, 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 click. And when you stop, the drop is like this. It's a straight drop. So the whole time they let you sit there with your heart pounding, you're like, ain't no way to get off of this because I'm already in here. I'm already strapped in. And the drop was brutal. It was brutal. And thankfully there were no more like that. But I was right next to her and we were screaming and hollering. And it's joyful now, even to get to the end of it and be like, oh, I lived. And to watch my younger daughter get on that and want to ride it more than once, I understood. There are quite a few things biologically that happen for us um, when we are entertained and energized by fear. So there's also the fact that in some of our fears, there's a safety net. Most of them, there's a safety net. If you are moving forward into the things that scare you, there's always the possibility of trying to go back and fit into the places that are safe. But you know good and well you don't fit there anymore. You know good and well you don't fit there. But it's there. So you can say, well, I'll try this. And if not, there really is no if not. But there is a safety net. And I would suggest that instead of letting the safety net be the life that you know no longer fits, let your safety net be the community you're building around you that continues to move you forward. The community around you that has shown you that they've done exactly what you are concerned about, or something alongside that. A community of people who are able to say, keep going, keep going. I have a sister friend who every once in a while she'll send me a text and she'll say, you're doing well. And it does everything for me. It does everything for me because I know that she has overcome her own spaces and I can see her on the other side. And I go, okay. And I feel like Dory, and I'm like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. So, instead of letting your safety net be, I can always fall back into a space where I can't breathe anymore. Let your safety net be your community of people who love you and genuinely want to see you move forward. There's when I think about I think about the safety net and switching your idea of the safety net. There's a couple things. There's an interview. You can find all these things. There's an interview that Eddie Murphy did with Arsenio Hall, where I think Arsenio Hall asked him, "What was your plan B if comedy wasn't for you?" And he was like, "I don't have a plan B." He said, "I think if you have a plan B, you are planning to fail." So again, I encourage you not to. I'm a fallback on this because there's every time you move forward, there's nothing to fall back into. So again, create that safety net of people who are who see in you what you see in yourself, and who can help you maintain your vision. I also think about DJ Jazzy Jeff, and he said it more than once. Like, if you look at his Instagram page, it pops up over and over and over, and he says it a number of different ways. But he says, "Die empty." He says we don't want to leave here with unrealized potential or dreams or what we know we feel we can move forward into. We do not want to leave here with that because we can't take it. We can't take it. There's no. I shared about the parable of the talents, the parable of the sower, and in both of those parables, the people who hid their potential out of fear that it would be lost if they used it were the ones who were chastised the most. I hid my talent. I saved it. I hid my seed. I saved it. It doesn't do anything. So it has to be nurtured. It has to be grown. The other things that happen to make your fear fun is curiosity. What will this be like? It will all work out for me. What is it going to look like? Because I can make my plans. But you've heard so many quotes before about, what our plans are next to the divine. They pale in comparison. We often don't imagine large enough. And our ancestors, the Creator, the Bosom, the Orisha, our guides, our angels, they there's an abundance, there's limitless possibility that we can be blessed with and from that exceeds our expectations. And I hear songs and scriptures, all those things in my head. And so the curiosity at how this will manifest, how it will exceed my expectations in its manifestation is it's why your fear is fun. So, and just a couple more is when you overcome, I think about I was inspired by my childhood that when you overcome a scary roller coaster or a movie or something that makes you hurt, do like this and you get to the other side of it. Even if it's just, I wish young folks still did this, but they don't so much anymore. But even the thrill of, I come from an age where folks would shoot their shot in person, walk up and say something clever or earnest or genuine to get your attention, to let them know they wanted to get to know you. And the excitement of either being the person who's reaching out or the person who's receiving it and meeting somebody new. I mean, I'm thinking about crushes and all of those things, but even moving past trepidation to meet a new friend or to meet with someone who is engaged in your passion and you all get to move forward in your growth. It's exhilarating. It is exhilarating, and conquering a fear or anything like that also gives us a boost of self-esteem on the other side. So, I think about moving from obedience to empowerment, and I do think about one of my children said, "Mama, it can't be positive all the time. Sometimes life stinks." Okay, okay, but it's never forever. And any growth, my son's been talking to me about growing pains. Any growth, there's a little discomfort because you're moving from one place to the next. And then there's the recognizing, when I work out, you know, where I'm working out to strengthen my muscles. When I feel when I feel that discomfort, pain isn't the word I want in my muscles the next day, I'm like, I did something. Same thing is happening spiritually. When you move forward and you're like, this is a little uncomfortable, you're like, then I'm not trying to stay in the same place. I am trusting that what is placed within me is going to move me forward. I can feel it. I can feel it. And to allow that discomfort to move to exhilaration, to allow it to boost your self esteem. So just a couple more things is that support that you're creating, that safety net of people who can actually envision with you, even if they can't see all of it, but they can support your flame and they can support you moving forward. They are they are outliers. They are the rebels. They are the people that thrill us in life, that whose art we really enjoy and whose stories we like to tell are not the people who sat in one place and stayed small. They are the people who expanded. They are the people who did what the rest of us could not imagine. And those people in your safety group need to be in your safety net, need to be some of those type of thinkers, some of those type of feelers, some of those kind of creators, people who are they're the rebels. They're the ones who are willing to jump off the cliff with you and be like, "There's the water, we gonna land." um, there's a there's a black exploitation flick, and I can't remember which one it is, but there's a it's so terrible. There's a pimp in there who says, "Because you ain't got no vision," but these are the people who have vision with you. They have it, and they're supportive of you. They're even good with saying, "I don't know what you're doing, but I trust you, and I trust everything that surrounds you, and it's gonna be dope." Those are those people. And the last thing I want to end with is we would rather, I include myself, we would rather be in the exhilaration of fear, in making our fear fun, than in the realization of lack, or a fear that something was never fully lived. So there's a quote by Viola Davis, and she said it somewhere in this award season. I can't remember. But Viola Davis, she'd be dropping stuff. And she said the definition of hell is that on your last day on earth, the person you become meets the person you could have been. That's not the fear you want. Fun, fear. Make your fear fun. Let your heart beat with anticipation, with excitement, with what comes next. Wow, look at how this is unfolding. What could possibly be after this? Let that be it. All right. So this is Reverend Komfo Marley Moo Yogi, Sister Mama Adia saying, find the fun in your fear. And I'll see you later. Peace.